Hi, it's Rick Sessinghouse here again for another Perform for Success episode. This podcast, again, is consistently evolving, and as I mentioned with this new season, is looking at research, looking at past experiences, looking at what is working for my clients. And yet, this week, it's going to be a pretty short episode. Something that kind of fascinates me that I want to share with you is about magic. Yes, magic. And why I bring that up is that I am fascinated by watching a skilled magician. I love it. I'm like a kid. And when I look at magic, it of course looks unexplainable, correct? Oh, how did they do that? I can't believe they did it. That's not possible, right? And I was thinking about it because my two youngest children started taking magic lessons. Yeah, they got a Christmas present from their grandfather, and they wanted to do this. And I go, oh, this is great. Now, I didn't get to sit in on this, and I'll talk about that in a moment. So now I have my son who's 13 and my youngest daughter who's 10 doing these private lessons with a magician, and mostly they're card tricks. And then they come home and show my wife and I these card tricks. And we're going, oh my gosh, how did that 10-year-old just fool me? How did you know? And I would, the illusion, which is what magic is, fascinates me. Somebody could learn this, trick me. I think I'm fairly smart. And I am going, wow. And I started thinking about when we look at other people in their lives, those that have been successful, and we either think it's been too easy for them, right? Overnight success, those type of things. Or the other one, oh, it's just an illusion. It's really not success. And I want to pose the question that magic, which is based on illusion, is success. Because what is magic trying to convey? There's an intention at the end of the trick. And there are steps that needed to happen for that intention to be successful. And it's the same thing in life. So even though I'm in awe of how magicians perform tricks and that they seem to defy reality, is that I could see that my two youngest children love the enjoyment of performing those tricks. And they were very proud to trick us over and over again, right? And I would go, how did they do that, right? And that question in of itself is powerful for success. How did they do that? Talked about in another episode, modeling someone is learning from the best of the best. What were the ingredients? What did they do? And magic is very similar because it really does not look possible even to our own eyes of what just occurred. Yet, with a trained magician, they have done steps and they've practiced it over and over again to now have that illusion come true. So, again, what does this have to do with success? Well, as I mentioned, really, magic is a set of actions that creates a result. Success is a set of actions that creates a result. And even though the audience is amazed and can't figure it out, there really is steps to it, right? And so like with one of the card tricks, I figured it out and I go, oh my gosh, that was so simple. And I think I'm a fool or something to not pick it up earlier. But sometimes success, as much as we want to say is hard and difficult, sometimes it's pretty simple. Sometimes it's some actionable steps that done over and over again achieve that result. And so I'll be honest with you, curiosity got the best of me, and I started to look up some of these magic tricks on YouTube. I know that cheats, but the reason why is that my children actually took the magician's code of ethics serious. They said, I can't tell you how to do it. That's part of the magician's code. And I go, oh, that's great. I appreciate that they respect that, right? But my curiosity is I looked it up on YouTube. I go, oh my gosh, right? And over again, as I looked at these tricks, I go, these are simple. But to everybody else, they look like magic, like unreal illusions, right? So performing for success is, again, very much like magic. When you see others get results in their life, it may seem special. You may first think it's magic. But they're not really special per se. That they don't have a secret that they haven't shared with everybody. They don't have a shortcut. But guess what? When you peel back their success, you uncover that their success came from a sequence of actions toward an intended result. Think back to your own successes, right? Some of those past successes. From the outside, it might have looked like it just happened, right? No one understands the work you put in towards that goal. What behaviors led to your biggest successes? Did it start with a mindset? Did it start with a motivation, a belief, a goal, right? I mean, what kind of kickstarted it? And once you had the starting point, though, then what led to the consistent focus to keep going? What were the important steps that led to the results? If you could reverse engineer those successes, what are all those steps? Think about if you had taught your magic to someone else. Could they follow along, get the same results? That is success, repeatable, actionable steps that align with that future intention. So this magician who was teaching my children, yes, he's an expert. Yet in 1 hour, he could teach them 5 tricks that fooled me. So there were actionable steps. They practiced them. They knew what the clear end result was of how they wanted it to be perceived. Here was what's going to have to happen, and they repeated it. So he shared his success secrets, which are really just steps and actionable steps, to the intended target, intended goal, intended, result. So I have to ask you, what magic do you want to start to create? Because magic might seem like an illusion. However, the steps taken to achieve the goal, there's nothing magical about that. So let's start creating a little bit of magic, okay? So thanks so much for listening. Thanks for listening about some of the things that are working for me and other clients. Please share this with friends and coworkers, anybody who can really gain some insight from some of this information. And you can go to performforsuccess.com/iTunes to subscribe and leave a 5-star rating, right? And if you have any questions or any support you need from me, please reach out to me, rick@performforsuccess.com. So remember, every day you are performing. So let's perform for success.